Hello, my name is Ashley. I'm going to be doing your walkthrough for the 2011 Gulf Stream Conquest. The height is 12.5 feet tall, so anything on the highway you're good, even through toll booths. Anything off the highway like parking garages, drive-throughs, really anything with a roof or overhang, you just want to be cautious of that 12.5 foot clearance, at least 13 foot. Your length, you're not very long, but just wider turns than usual. Coming around to the driver's side of the RV, you are going to see right here at the driver's door is your gas tank. It is diesel gas, and in order to access the gas tank, you actually have to open the door and then pull it out, and you're able to access the gas tank. We recommend truck stops only to fill up for gas because it gives you more room and more height at a truck stop versus a regular gas station. And again, this is diesel gas. Still on the driver's side of the RV, your first storage area is clearly labeled as your propane tank. Propane is used to run your stove when you're cooking, your fridge when you're not plugged in, and it also runs your generator. So on a majority of RVs, your generator runs off of the fuel. On this particular RV, your generator actually runs off of your propane tank. Your propane tank should last you unless it's winter time. In winter, because you're using the heat more often and things like that, there is a leveler inside where you can check and see how low you're getting on your propane. If you need to get the propane refilled, U-Haul, most campsites offer the service. You would just need to do a Google search of RV propane fill near me. Obviously call the place before you go there and make sure that they actually fill propane tanks on RVs, because it's not a replacement. And like I said, I'm going to show you inside how we check the level on the propane to see how low you're getting. You just want to make it like a daily habit to check your levels on everything inside, maybe once in the morning and once at night, just to see how low or how full you are on all of your levels. But the propane tank is right here. When you go to get the propane filled, you just need to direct them on where the propane tank is. And again, it's this first compartment labeled propane gas on the driver. Right next to your propane tank on the driver's side is a storage area. This silver key is what opens all of your storage areas on the outside of the RV. You have two storage keys. This one's just a spare, but both of the silver keys open all of your storage areas on the outside. Some you actually have to lock and unlock to close, but this one that's labeled as storage just has your house batteries, and then there's like a very tiny storage area here. So you would not need to worry with this storage area at all. This one would pretty much just remain locked for the remainder of your trip. Right next to your storage with the batteries still on the driver's side, it's labeled as power cord. This again is one that you would have to lock and unlock to open and close. This is where your power cord is, and it's actually, one part is attached to the RV itself, and then this part just plugs in. So this is a 30 amp plug. So you would just plug this into any 30 amp connection that you have at a campsite or whatnot. Once you plug this in, everything inside the RV works normally. You will also see a 110 adapter, which you can use to hook to the end of this, and you can plug the RV into a regular 110 outlet. If you are using the 110 plug, this yellow adapter, you can run everything except for the AC. The AC will not work if you're using the 110 adapter because it's just not strong enough to power your AC, but everything else will work normally. So again, if you're using the 110 adapter on your plug, the AC will not work. If you're plugged into just a straight 30 amp, everything inside the RV will work normally, including the AC. So we've covered the propane, the storage area with your batteries, the power cord. Coming to the last storage area on the outside driver's side of the RV right here in the back is your waste. And I'm gonna show you guys inside how we know when it's time to dump our waste. But just to show you while we're outside here, so this is your waste hose. And we have some gloves in here. You'll definitely need gloves if you want to bring your own disposable ones as well. So when it's time to dump, you have your black and you have a gray. Your black is your toilet wastewater. So everything that you flush down the toilet goes into a storage area on the outside of the RV. And once it fills up to a certain point, you have to dump it out of the RV. So again, the black is your heavy toilet waste. The gray is your sink and shower waste. So everything that goes down your sink and shower drain also goes into a storage bin that is underneath of the RV. And once that reaches a certain level, you have to dump that waste out. So when you are ready to dump, if you look right down here, there is a cap that you would just need to remove. When it's time to dump, you want to attach the part with the teeth to the RV like this and lock it in. This part will go to wherever you're dumping. So at most campsites, it's a white pipe in the ground. You just take the cap off and plug this in. If your campsite doesn't offer direct dumping, you might have to drive to wherever their dump site is. Also, you can Google search nearby campsites that might offer the service. Just call them and ask them and what their fee is to dump. So you're plugged in, you have this hooked up. The first one you're going to want to pull is your black. Now, our waste tanks are full on this RV right now, so I'm not going to extend it, but you just literally pull up on the black and then you would pull up on the gray. You want to pull your black first because that's your heavy toilet water, so you want that out, and then you can pull your gray up. Now, if you are at the campsite and you're staying overnight, I always tell customers just to leave it plugged in and leave the black and gray up and open so it's dumping as you're using. When you're done dumping or you're ready to go, you're going to want to do the opposite. You'll close your gray first, so you'd push down to close the gray, and you'd close your black last. So when we're dumping, we pull up on the gray first and pull up on the black first and pull up on the gray second. When we're done and we're closing up, we close the gray first and then we close the black. Once they're nice and tightly pushed down, closed, you can pop the cap off and then pop this cap back on, and you're ready to go.